Alright guys, we're back on our journey to try and get rank 1 on BNet with Orc on the BNet ladder. I'm playing, did you guys see his race? Oh, that's a good start. I actually just got back from a trip in Portugal. It is my very first DOTA2 event that I attended. I got an invite from one of the biggest Dota streamers and one of the most successful Dota2 pro players to go to Portugal, to go to a mansion with 17 rooms, a swimming pool, a fitness room, and a personal chef. We watched the first phase of the International, which is a Dota 2 tournament with a massive prize pool. Though, this year, it is a smaller prize pool, to be sure, than most of the previous years. But it's important to remember it's still a lot more than Warcraft 3 prize pools. It's at $3.5 million right now. But in the past it's been $20 to $40 million. It was always a big event, but as a non-Dota player, I never watched it because I don't understand the games. Recently, of course, I have been a Dota player, and so we had a kind of home watch party setup where I watched with some pretty good players, and we casted and analyzed the games together and talked some shit. It was a lot of fun. I was there for about 5.5 days in Portugal. TI itself is 3 weekends. It's the previous weekend, and then it is also the next weekend, and then it's the final weekend of October. It's during my stream time this time because it's in Seattle, so I'm probably gonna be watching again next weekends, but not from Portugal this time, from home. Whether I invite some guests to cast it with me or not, I don't know yet. We'll see how it goes. But I'm also going to be mixing in Warcraft 3 streams and Dota streams. GOHF? Why aren't you playing with the new and improved graphics? They are new, but they're not improved actually. And this is not like controversial either. It's very well known that the new graphics suck ass. So we don't play with it. They have a third of the FPS performance. They look worse, they're not finished, they have bugs. Nobody plays with them. Double. The best part of the stream were when you and No-Tail were talking about decisions and strategy. Well, then I'll just invite No-Tail for the rest. He'll be in Portugal and he'll join my stream and we'll cast together. LMAO. Oh shit! Oh no, I didn't see that. Thanks a lot for the sub, Bad Man in Korea. Didn't see him walk up there. A wild DK appeared, and I didn't keep him in my peripheral vision. Would be sick if I could surround his Death Knight or something. It's not going to be easy.
It is certain. I see. It is certain. My eyes.
I've been waiting for a Grubby Dota watch party. I'm glad you're doing one. I just did one. You missed it?
Watch out.
Man, I ate so much in Portugal. I did miss home cooking. But I ate a lot. The cake, man. The constant cakes. And I'm not talking about when Gorge stood up from his chair. Okay.
My eyes. Destiny away. Do you need my counsel? My eyes are. We're under attack.
Good player. He's crept very fast.
Destiny away. Watch out. My eyes are open. Seeing is believing.
And he's getting all this good stuff. All the level 5 creeps that I left.
My eyes are open. Destiny away. I see. It is.
Do I finish it with 4 or start body blocking him with 1? Just in case he comes here. Okay, he's not here. I don't think he will dare to go for my base. He's going there, but I don't believe him.
Yes, I can do that. Yes. Something needs doing.
So I'm gonna use the time to creep. Okay, he crept this. Oh, he found me. Man, he's got so many stats. Now that he found me, I can't really go anywhere. I'm playing a very old build. Grunt Shaman into TC Expo. Into double bestiary wyverns.
Research complete. We're under attack.
It is certain.
But he's very aware
What do you want?
of it.
My eyes are open.
Have an act after all. What would you ask of me?
My eyes are open. Strike. Watch out. Look out. Watch out.
Something need doing?
Shield is beneath me.
Master? Yes. We're complete.
I'm waiting for the lich to come suddenly.
I see. Look out. Do you need my counsel?
We're complete.
Of course.
What do you want? Stop. Yes, what do you want? What do you want?
Away.
No time.
My eyes are open.
We're under attack.
He's going tier 3 already.
All the time. I answer. An excellent
Oh, didn't get him.
done. An excellent.
Ah,
My ancestors.
My eyes are open.
And of course. Your earth.
it's gonna be so hard to get him away from here too.
Right. We need more gold. How can I help? Direct.
Watch out.
Yes. I stand ready. Yes. Our town is under attack.
Okay, there we go.
Heed my call.
That was kind of cool. He couldn't pass over the TP.
Yes, Lord Chief.
But my expo is obviously very delayed.
Yes. We're under attack. Direct, Master. I stand ready. Yes, Lord Chief. Steward. Research my
I think I need to get at least one headhunter.
My eyes are open.
Are Hippo Riders ever getting competitive Warcraft 3? They were 2 years ago.
direct. No harm. I stand. How can I help? Yes, Lord Chief. We're under attack. My ancestors. Yes. Yes. Direct me. Yes, Lord Chief.
Yes.
Arrive.
Well, I'm dead. GG. What did you think of playing Mad Frog in his prime? As a spectator, it was very exciting. I did a shit build anyway. Yeah, it was very exciting to play against Mad Frog. Mad Frog was very fast with his ghouls. He was very good with the ghouls. He had a bunch of... he had ghoul and destroyer strats. He really didn't like controlling fiends, so you pretty much knew it was going to be ghouls. And I was very excited playing against him. We met on the ladder a bunch of times and in a few tournaments and one show match. And I was very motivated to try and beat him because he was the guy to beat in Europe and I was an up-and-comer. Disruptor is not that great at the moment, yeah. Disruptor, Elder Titan, weird combo. Can you say what you're doing? I thought I said what I was doing. Can you explain to a Dota 2 player who never played Warcraft 3 what you do? Okay. Alright, not granular enough. I'll try to explain more. I can prelude it a little bit. Just tuned in, yeah. You start with 5 workers and a base, and so does your opponent. The goal is to destroy all enemy buildings. If you get that, it's like you automatically win. But usually people GG and tap out, and this is considered the norm when you know that you can't win anymore, to save each other the time of killing all the buildings. And that's done by saying GG and leaving or just leaving. So how do you make someone submit? How do you make them feel like they don't have a chance anymore? Heroes are like the biggest part of your army. You have an army as well, but your heroes are most important. You can have up to 85 population of units and up to 15 population of heroes, which is 3 heroes. So you can have 3 heroes and then that's 15 pop, and the other 85 is army. So the smaller the armies are, the bigger of a percentage the heroes play in your army. And you can have up to 3. You start with 1 that you can make out of the altar when you're at tier 1, which is the first technology tree that you begin in. You can upgrade to tier 2 by upgrading your main building. This takes like a minute or 2. And once you get to tier 2, you can hire a second hero. And then at tier 3, the third. You've got 4 options that are your race heroes. But there's also a tavern with 8 different heroes that everyone can hire from. You can even have duplicate heroes this way. Just like you can if you're playing a mirror match. So unlike in Dota, you can both have the same hero. In a game of Warcraft 3, you'll be gathering resources, training units, making unit producing structures. You'll be farming via creeping, killing the neutrals. And the neutrals don't respawn in WC3, so it's a zero-sum game. You can split the map and both creep half the creeps that are available, or you can aggressively take their creeps when you're playing. So I'm playing a game on Lost Temple, and I'm playing against Human. There are 3 locations he could be at that I signified with the exclamation marks. This map is fairly big, and it is extremely common to immediately take second base. For that is the RTS part of Warcraft 3, not the RPG part. RPG part is the heroes, right? The RTS part is expand, explore, exterminate, all in real time. So, while making our game plan against this human player, there's 2 ways we can go. We can play reactive or proactive. And this is pretty much true for most Warcraft 3 games. What it means when you play reactive is that you get early information, play a middle of the road build, and then react to what's happening. You try to slow them down, and then get another type of advantage than the one they're getting. You can also play proactive. You can make your plan and figure out the 100 different ways to defend against the 100 different counters that the opponent will try to do. So do you make your own plan, or do you disrupt the enemy plan? That's the main question every game of Warcraft 3 that you play. And what helps to answer that question is, are you a better plan maker as a person, and is your race the better plan maker as a race? Or is your race the better disruptor? And same for you as a person, as a player who has skill sets. So I scouted. I found out he's in the south location, and he will probably pull 4 peasants and make them into militia and walk down immediately. That's the expectation. That's not what's happening right now. His hero is late,
Yes, be happy to.
And I don't see any units yet.
I am yours. Doing? Yes.
So I'm gonna keep my PL nearby and see what's happening. But what's happening now is that he has a very delayed hero, and I'm not sure why. And I keep scouting,
I can do that.
and I've never seen this build, so I'm just starting to farm, and it's mounting. Okay. And I think he probably has defend upgrade first, and that's what would make sense of this whole thing. So what I'm expecting now is that he's gonna pull 5 militia and 1 or 2 footmen, and he's gonna go here in anticipation of making a new base. So I'm wind walking in, and that's not what's happening. I'm so confused right now. He's walking straight over to my base, which is a weird, and in my opinion, bad way to play. My windwalk is about to run out, so I use the final backstab damage to do a bit of damage to him. As he figures out that he's not easily going to be able to get rid of me, he's probably going to cast a Stormbolt on me. He's probably going to walk here and buy a Dust of Appearance. But I bought it myself. So what's he going to do now? I don't know. To be honest, I'm playing at relatively high MMR for BNet standards. I have no idea what the frack he's doing. Oh, I think I know. He is expanding. Oh, wow. Of course, I said he's getting defense upgrade, didn't I? That's why he's expanding without his Mountain King. And I completely fell for it. It's already done. No? Oh, okay. I see what's happening. He's expanding on the other location. What the fuck is this? What? Why is there a tower here? Why would he build a tower here and then expand here? So, now we get to an interesting phase of a game. If I'm right, and he's expanding here, I'm doing the right thing moving over here with my entire army. This is the most threatening thing he could be doing. If he's best, this is what he's doing. Therefore, I will go here. I could be wrong though, and I find nothing. But then it means he's bad. Okay, so this is a very important lesson I learned a long time ago and that I want to teach everyone. If you are able to distinguish what would be the best play for an opponent, it's okay to blind counter it if you have no other option. Because if you're wrong, you're wrong against bad. And I mean that without disrespect, but just to simplify things. And if you're right against good, which is what you need against good. Now, he might be doing some kind of wacky tier 3 build with no creeping. That's not as dangerous. So, even though I'm now in the wrong place and he might be out farming me center, at least I stopped what would have been the scariest thing. Now, if he's super 5-head and he's farming this, I would be so surprised. What if there's like towers in my base and stuff? It's a Lost Temple. There's no Mercamp, so he cannot hire trolls. Therefore, he doesn't have anti-air. And he's Mountain King first, so no Water Elemental and Archmage, so therefore no anti-air. That's why I'm going for mass Wind Riders, which is an air unit. It is a relatively weak air unit, but I'm going for it. Thanks for the sub, Shiggy. In chess we call bad players weak to not be disrespectful. Okay, that's much better. I'm wrong against weak. At the moment. Seemingly weak. Thanks for the sub, Sir Cattingham. So we're gonna farm mid soon, and we're gonna send out another scout peon and see if he expanded some kind of late expo. I could just attack him now, but I think opening with mid makes more sense considering I'm here already. This is a fallback point where I can get free healing. Because this is a healing fountain, but it's protected by creeps. At night they sleep, but in the day they're away. It's about to turn day in 10 seconds. You can see the light coming up. So now we've made sure that we crept it. We can fall back here and heal. So he does finally have an expand. I don't know when he did it. I don't think it's efficient, but he does have an expand with multiple towers defending. We are now level 4. Got a bunch of items. We've got a bunch of Wind Riders. I'm gonna go tier 3. And now the goal at this time is to have a critical mass of Wind Riders and to do a break. Can I attack this from the low ground? We're here to break his towers. And I think we can. I think we absolutely can. He did a tower expo when I wasn't looking, but it was not dangerous enough. He doesn't have any anti-air. He should have had 5 guard towers to defend this, but he doesn't. So he was banking on double income. And he had it for just a short, brief, blessed moment. And now he doesn't have it anymore. And that ends the game, basically. So he's gonna GG. Now he could still be like, oh, I'm gonna make some anti-air. It's too late. I'm almost level 5. He's level 3. I have air units. He doesn't have any anti-air yet. So, because I'm so confused, I'm just gonna check what he was doing. Because that just blew my mind. Oh, you addressed the play is weak. Oh, that makes sense. So this was just this funny thing where he makes a lookout tower for his expo. And so what was he doing when he sent his Mountain King around? Nothing. He was doing nothing. He tier 2'd. He made a blacksmith. And I don't think he knows. I think this was a casual player that doesn't really know why he's doing things. In RTS there's a golden rule that if you get something that unlocks something, but you don't use it right away, you got it too early. You may say to yourself, I've got $100,000, so I'll just buy a Tesla. And then you don't use it for 4 months or 4 years. You paid for it, you got it. It remains in optimal working condition, but there's devaluation. You could have had something else. It's the same thing here. Blacksmith finishes. Does he start an upgrade? Does he start a rifle? No? Then it blocks something else. You may not know what it would have blocked yet, because you're in the habit of spending what you have. He had money, so he spent it. He has money, he makes a lumber mill, right? But then you get to tier 2 and you say, hey, it's 400 gold to make another hero. Do I want another hero? And if you always play it this way, you won't even think of this as a moment where you make another hero. But it's the same thing. He gets to tier 2. Tier 2 unlocks new tech buildings. It unlocks the ability to make a second hero. He doesn't have money for any of it. So why go tier 2? You might as well not go tier 2. Why have a blacksmith? This is a very typical way to play if you don't metagame. If you don't follow how competitive gaming works, if you don't think about it, question it, then you kind of just spend things as you get them, and you get to this really inefficient style that doesn't do anything but a little bit of everything. Hasn't made a rifle from the blacksmith, hasn't made second hero, right? Yeah, it's called opportunity cost, but I'm trying to explain it in layman terms. I'm probably gonna watch the rest of TI on my own stream, with or without guests. So, Orc has been my main race, but I had a few exceptions where I played other races. In 2003, I mained Night Elf, and I played 2 international tournaments. My very first 2 ever international tournaments as Night Elf. I did okay in the first, and weaker in the second. And then for the 3rd championship that I was playing, which was called the World Cyber Games, the 3rd ever international tourney I played, I actually failed to qualify with my race, Night Elf, through the winner bracket. I lost to a guy called Acid Psycho. He was Night Elf as well, and we had a Night Elf mirror match, and he beat me 2-0. And I was about to call it quits, and the way I felt, I was never going to compete again. But my older brother, Arthur, who was 6 years older than me, he was often watching my games and supporting me. He has a very good coach mentality, and he has a job now that is also seeing him lead a department where his coaching comes into play well. I think he's really talented at it. He can watch and listen and don't say much, but he says the right thing. So he was watching me and my mental struggle as I lost in the winner bracket. And he said, why don't you give it a try with human? You enjoy playing other races, you do so for fun, and I think your human is pretty good. Try in the loser bracket to play with human, and don't give up just yet. And I felt like I got permission to do something that didn't stress me out and that would be a fun adventure and experiment. So I did. And would you believe it? I won the entire rest of the qualifier 2-0, 2-0, 2-0, 2-0. Even playing against Acid Psycho and going 4-0 against him. So I qualified for my first ever tournament in Korea. WCG Korea. In Seoul, the capital.
My eyes are
And if he hadn't suggested that, I may have quit and never play. So that's when I was playing human. I got top 16, but I lost to the eventual tournament winner, a very skilled player, SK Insomnia from Bulgaria. I lost 2-1 to him in the quarterfinals. No, the round of 16. His next match was against Skyward, a very skilled Brazilian undead player. But Skyward accidentally misunderstood the rules of the tournament, the schedule I should say. It was a 4-day tournament and he literally didn't know that he had a game that day. So he was a forfeit, he was a no-show. So Insomnia got a free win in the round of 8. And that, I think, if anything, made me feel so remorseful that I lost to Insomnia. I had a very close match. I felt sorry for Skyward as well. He was a really nice guy and he deserved more. I had a very close game with Insomnia and he beat me with experience. And although I was very disappointed, I really liked that I could see that he beat me with experience. I beat him with adaptability. I lost the first, then I copied his build, which was much better than mine, and beat him in the second. In the third, I was able to outthink him on creeping, and I managed to get more than half of the zero-sum game of creep map splitting. So I got one more camp than him. His biggest camp, I took it, and then we split the rest. So I had beaten him on, in my mind, right, on out creeping. Creep out thinking, and then on adaptation, because I copied his build and did it better. But he beat me with experience. He realized that he would be able to take a sneaky expansion and defend it as the creeps on the map started to dry up. There were not a lot of creeps left. So he took an expansion, and I complacently thought that we were doing a turtle versus turtle defense war on one base. By the time I realized he had an expansion, it was too late for me. And then I lost. And then I was like, man, I would have had a free win next round, and I would have been in the semi-finals if I had beaten him. But it is what it is. And after that, I said to myself, I play human because they're the best race. I needed it for the quali, but I'm done with that now. I was never passionate about playing as human race. Now I'm gonna play everything with Orc from now on. I just stole a creep with Chain Lightning. So yeah, I started to play Orc. And Frozen Throne came out. And pretty much I was orc forever after that, with one exception.
For my ancestors.
In, I think it was 2005, I started to realize that I struggled a lot to beat human players on Turtle Rock as orc. I couldn't beat human players as orc. But what I realized when I watched the other pros play, because I watched a lot of replays, including those that did not involve my race, what I realized is, for some reason, undeads kept beating human on that map, that very map that I struggled on. So I thought, what if I practice some undead? I checked the rules of tournaments, is it allowed to switch race? Nobody was really doing this yet. And I saw, hey, Turtle Rock, undead is spanking human, but orc is struggling. So let's do it. And I asked my teammate from France if he would practice with me so that I could prepare to beat human players on Turtle. And he said, okay. So we went for a practice session where I play undead and he human. And I had some different ideas about the game. I played it differently than most. And he noticed that and he said, you're playing unorthodox. Nobody plays like this. And it's not good. But I did win. And so I said, I do believe in this style. And I'm gonna keep practicing it. Will you practice it with me? And he said no. I was 2-0 and he stopped. And I told him, I'm doing this to seriously prepare for future tournaments. I don't know why this guy left. I'm doing it to seriously prepare for future tournaments. And I'm gonna pick undead just on Turtle Rock against human. And I think he didn't believe in it or didn't like it or whatever. So I met Insomnia in an online match on Turtle and I beat him with undead. And quite easily, because there was some kind of mass hysteria where human players played like a very strange build, mass knights, with no anti-air. So all I had to do was make mass destroyers and I would just win. And that's what happened. And for some reason they just kept going knights. They didn't adapt, they had their own problems and people weren't mass destroying that much. And I did, and then I won. So it was like a cheese win, essentially. And it was within the rules. And then in 2006, there was a tournament in China. And I thought, shall I do it here if I meet Todd in the finals? But I had a very tough match against a Chinese night elf called Suho. And I nearly lost, but I made it through. And then I met Todd in the finals, and I picked Undead. And then later he said he didn't like that I picked it. Because he didn't think it was fair or whatever, or he didn't know I was going to do it. But it was weird because I told him and we practiced together. And then I beat him with Undead on that map. Then he beat me when I was Orc on another map. And then the third map was Knollwood. And I was like, damn, I didn't practice on this map. Because I think I played a couple of 100 games of Undead on all maps, all matchups via a ladder smurf. But I specifically targeted Turtle Rock. So I thought Knollwood. Orc is good against human on Knollwood, but Undead is good against human on Knollwood as well. And what I saw often from other players is that if they are in a best of 3 and they've won with something and they've lost with something, they always repeat in the third map the thing that they won with. So I thought if I follow that reasoning, then I would play Undead again now, because that's what I won with. And he beat my Orc very easily. On another map, I forgot which map. Then I thought, this is unknown territory. Knollwood, Undead. I think I'll go with Comfort, and I'm not going to be swayed by the result until now. Let's stick to the plan that I made early, which is only Undead on Turtle, and then I played Orc and it went fine. So, at the end of the day, I've played all 4 races at competitive level, but it was 2 maps of Undead total in 1-on-1. I did play some Undead in 2-on-2 with Creolofus, Norwegian star player. But in 101, I played 2 maps total of Undead. Night Elf probably 30 to 40. Human, similar. And then Orc, thousands. I wanna know it, yeah.